Small businesses, how are they managing during the pandemic? We check in with our friend Pat Mueller. He is the idea coach helping small businesses with their marketing, and we have been dipping in with Pat on occasion throughout this pandemic, and Pat joins us live on the First Midwest Bank hotline. Pat, it's been too long. What is going on? What is the leading concern you're hearing about as the pandemic continues from your small business clients?
Well, good morning, Gene and Jane. It's great to be on with you again. Let's start here. The idea of small business is a very broad category. So there are categories that are still really struggling. Travel agencies, some bars, some restaurants are still trying to figure their way forward or be allowed to do business again. So for the sake of our conversation, let's just set them to the side. For the other businesses that are up and they're operating, for some people, one of their big concerns is keeping up with demand. When you hear people say, how are small businesses doing? We need to save small businesses. Well, some people need to be saved, but some people need to keep up with what ended up being pent-up demand from Q2. I'm talking with small businesses right now. They're having record months in the month of July. They're having all-time highs. They're looking into Q3 and Q4 and getting ready for what looks like what they planned for this year or better.
It's interesting that you say that, J. Pat. My husband and I had a contractor over yesterday just to have some stuff done around our house, and he said that he has been so busy that he's likely going to be adding people.
That doesn't surprise me. There has been a really interesting thing that happened, and just for the sake of small business owners out there, I just want to stand up for a second and say, you know what we are, and I'm not pretending to speak for everybody, but small business owners on the whole, they're working hard to make sure that their business survives. And when you're up against survival, what you do is you go back and reevaluate your relationship with your customer. And you say, what do they want from me? How can I still provide what they want? And the forced adaptation of the shutdown found new ways and sometimes better ways to deliver their area of expertise. And now they're seeing great customer demand. And some of the pivots and adjustments that they made are going to be some of their core products moving forward. So some of them are doing great.
Idea coach Pat Mueller joining us live on the First Midwest Bank hotline. He deals with small business on a regular basis. You mentioned the highs that some businesses are having. What other sectors? Jane mentioned, her handyman and how busy he is. What other businesses are experiencing these highs?
Well, some of the folks that I talked with yesterday to get ready for today's appearance, financial advisor in my network is having an all-time high, a training company, a marketing company, a chiropractor. You would think something as impersonal as, like a personal service like that, maybe they saw a slowdown. And this particular chiropractor did see a slowdown, some in April, some in May, but then June popped right back, and she's having an all-time record month for in-person appointments for her chiropractic practice. So it's, again, small business is such a wide category that I can't pretend to speak for everyone. And if you're struggling, I totally relate with it, and I feel bad about it because I want you to survive. But some businesses, again, are just they're going gangbusters.
For those who aren't, Pat, do you know, have they been able to access any of that federal loan money? Has that been a difficult process?
Anyone that had a relationship with a bank, meaning they had a bank account and they knew their banker, almost all of the people that wanted it or they were intentional about trying to find it, the people that I talked with in that scenario could at least evaluate whether or not the EIDL or the PPP was right for them. Some people chose not to take it. Some people did take it. Some people chose not to take it, and then they changed the rules of the PPP, and now they can apply for it because there's still money left in the program. And with the Senate passing their version of the extension of the PPP last night, hopefully it will get through the House and get signed. So that program, which really helped a lot of small businesses, is still out there for someone that hasn't taken it. So I would say it's really a case-by-case scenario. But if someone knew someone at their bank that they could call, a lot of those folks either found out if that program was right for them or wrong for them.
Pat Mueller, the idea coach, joining us live on the First Midwest Bank hotline on 620 WTMJ, talking small business amid the pandemic. Thank you, Pat, for guiding us through a very broad category of the business sector out there. Hope we can dip in again with you soon.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks, guys.